Hey, hey, can you show me the Caves and Cliffs update? No. I said the real Caves and Cliffs update. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's more like it. Finally, we're here. Look at us. Look at this landscape. We're in the first, not even snapshot, it's pre-snapshot. They call it an experimental version of Minecraft 1.18, the real Caves and Cliffs update. And we've seen this before, but it was on Minecraft Bedrock. This is the first time that we're here in Java, and we've got the full experience of the entire New World height range with the new biomes included in the overworld on top of the caves below. Look at this. Along with this, there are 5 new biomes. Right now, if we hit F3, we're in the snow-capped peaks, and then there's a bunch of others. We'll go with that. Now, the snow-capped peaks, they're kind of the tippy tops. Well, that would make sense, the peaks, right? But they have these ice patches on them. That seems to be their distinction. And they also seem to have these really cool like ravines and cave carvers that go like down through the mountains, and then sometimes they can open up down lower, and it's really nice. We kind of got a taste of this when we were looking at it on Bedrock, but we couldn't go into Spectator in there. We couldn't do a biome search to ensure that we were finding all the different biomes. Now we have all the features available at our disposal, and it's awesome. Now, we're in the snowy slopes, God, that's a tongue twister, biome. Now, and this one kind of seems to be just all over the place on any snowy mountains leading up to, it can either be lofty peaks or snow-capped peaks, even though snow-capped peaks is more ice-capped peaks than the lofty peaks look to be more like snow-capped, but snowy slopes are pretty oh God. Oh geez, survival mode, this would be no good. Okay, you're gonna have to watch out for that. Make sure you're wearing your leather boots or you're gonna have a bad time. Occasionally, you'll have this biome over here where you have the spruce trees in it. This is called a grove. So you get a bit of a grove of trees, you know, leading up the slopes and stuff like that. So that looks pretty cool. I mean, I think again, we might have seen this a little bit in the Bedrock preview, but then we've also got a couple others that I don't think we took a look at or noticed over there. And of course, dude, the elevations, they go way, 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 way up. So you get the new ore generation that's in the mountains now with the emeralds and stuff. And coming soon, later on in this video, we have a new ore chart to look at. I know you come here to look at graphs, but with that said, let's go look at some lofty peaks and then a meadow, because we've just covered 3 of the biomes here. Again, they sort of all blend together in the mountain environment. This is the Lofty Peaks biome. I would argue a name change may be in order, because this is more snow-capped than the snow-capped peaks biome because it doesn't have the ice. But anyway, we're at y equals 181 right now. I might be covering that with my webcam. Again, if we like move a little over to the side, all of a sudden we're in snowy slopes again. It's just kind of, you know, on the ridge line, and you can follow the ridge line. It's like there are legitimate mountain ranges here. It's super cool. And if we follow the ridge line, we'll stay in the Lofty Peaks biome. I feel like I'm in one of those Sweaty Palms subreddit videos where I'm just like tracking the ridge line. Could be on a mountain bike. Mojang had some mountain bikes. Look at this. Whoa, okay, don't fall down there. That would be very unpleasant. But then you go down here, bro, and then you got a massive lush cave opening. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It just goes down. Yo, this would be such a cool Elytra course. Actually, I have to try this now. Ladies and gentlemen, the next Minecraft Championship takes place July 24th at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. in the UK, and 9 p.m. Central European time. And one man must practice his Elytra racing to get to the other side and ace race. Let's go! That's not go! Getting creative my problems. Oh, come on. Check out our sponsor, the like button. Shoot! Speaking of sponsors and the like button, you should also check out Astro headsets. If you're in the market for a headset, you can check the link in the description. Get 5% off any headset on their website, including the George GT, or use code CaptainSparklez at the checkout. It's pretty slick. Okay, so that's the Lofty Peaks biome. I'll have to keep practicing this. So this is a meadow. It's one of the 5 new biomes. It's the only one that doesn't include snow. And we're at y equals 131. So I thought initially that it was just, a plain, but it's really high up. But you can also, and we'll get to this in just a moment, have plains biomes that are at really high elevation now. So I'm like, what's the exact difference between a meadow and plains? And what it looks like to me is it's just a lot of a particular kind of flower kind of spread out evenly. It's not just the daisies and the bluets. You can also come over here and we just have a whole bunch of poppies all over the place. But I think that's the primary difference, is just a lot of that flower spread throughout. Whereas if we do come over here, there is a plains biome and, it has the patches of flowers here and there, but it doesn't just have that like more uniform distribution of them kind of all throughout. But again, you get variety now. It's not just snow that can be at the high elevations. You can have not only the meadows, but again, we'll get to it in just a second. You can have a lot of other biomes kind of stretching between big elevation changes now. You can be above what the previous mountain terrain cap was in the previous world height, and you can be in a biome that's non-snowy. It's not necessarily mountains. So it's very cool. But that does cover the 5 new biomes. But now let's go to like the overall changes to world generation. I think this area here gives a real nice illustration of it's not just that there's been a few new mountain-themed biomes that have been added. It's actually a full overhaul of the terrain generation to give it like a lot more verticality. This is Stone Shore, then we move into a forest, but the forest is like climbing way up the side of the mountain here, all the way up to y equals 130, and then you have this like really weird patch of a mesa. It's just right here in this little area, just this tiny little patch of mesa, nowhere else, and then you're in lofty peaks. So it's this like really interesting combination of you go up the mountain, but you're getting these different biomes. And then, you have these cool lakes in here in the mountains. And then you're like, oh, that's a meadow over there. It's pretty high elevation. It's got some flowers, except it's not. It's plains. But it's plains at y equals 100. Oh, my goodness. This is crazy. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. That's pretty awesome. But then, see, you're still plains. You go up here. You're still in a plains biome, but you're in a plains biome at y equals 120. Lofty peaks, naturally, they're going to have a little bit more elevation than I think any plains biome would be able to reach. And then it's like there's this huge lake, right? And it's surrounded by hills that if it did rain, it would like naturally kind of drain into the lake. So it's this cool place where like it makes sense that there would be a lake here, and that's super awesome. And then you come over here and just this little jungle, a little jungle kind of sticking out in the middle of not jungle in the dark oak forest, right? This thing, it starts to take some elevation. Like normally you wouldn't be sitting down at sea level and then, looking up some mountains that have the dark oak trees and the mushrooms like all the way up, right? You got some cool elevation changes there that you wouldn't have previously seen. Not just the new biomes, it's just the entire thing. It looks a lot like fancy terraformed renders that I would see people doing of big Minecraft landscapes. And now it's just going to be the vanilla game. So pretty much sums it up for the visual changes here in the first experimental version of Minecraft 1.18. I'm sure we'll move into snapshots. Maybe they'll add different biomes, or I don't know if it's mostly going to be polishing this out from here, because obviously they were already working on it before 1.17 was released. Then they just made the decision closer to the finish line of we're going to split this up. So we'll see. It might mostly be polishing, but that said, you're here for the graphs. Here we are. It's the still not final approximate ore distribution for Minecraft 1.18, 5th iteration. I haven't exactly kept track of where it stood the last time we looked at this, but wow, in comparison to Minecraft 1.17, look at how much more height range we have. Just in case you needed a refresher that there's a lot more height range. Wow, lots of emeralds in the mountains, lots of iron in the mountains, lots of coal, but with reduced air exposure, you're gonna have to mine for that coal if you wanna get it up in the mountains. Otherwise, down here, you'll have a little bit more that's kind of sprinkled and available for you exposed to the air. And then, you've got a few other little subcategories over here. Lappies can be found in a lot of elevations, but no air exposure. The air exposed lappies over here has a shorter range that you can find it. Unlivements, or diamonds, way down there. Way. You are deep down in that deep slate. If you were going for diamonds. Same with redstone, it looks like, although you can find the non-air exposed redstone, it looks like, in a nice wider range. But wow, redstone really down there. And then you've got copper way up here, then gold also. You basically got to strip mine at different elevations to do different resource accumulations. We've said that before, but that's the way that it still be. So that pretty much wraps it up for the first experimental version of 1.18, the real Caves and Cliffs update. Make sure to like if you liked, subscribe, turn on notifications if you're interested in future snapshot videos, check the playlist if you want to catch any previous update snapshot videos before this, and just look at this, okay? Look at that. It's like a savanna that's leading into a desert, up into the mountains with some crazy elevation changes. It's just pretty cool, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.